Okay, welcome. Learning to fly in VR. Now, people often say to me, why would you? Well, it's just a game, isn't it? It's a stupid computer game. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But from my perspective, it's not a stupid computer game. It's all the difference. A computer game is something that you play on a screen. Now, the old flight simulators, they used to be on a 2D screen, and you could have a joystick like this, and you could fly. And if you wanted to look left or right, you could press the hat switch and it slowly pan left. But that's not flying an aeroplane. VR puts you in the cockpit of the real aeroplane. Now, what puts most people off learning to fly aeroplanes, because it's not difficult, what puts most people off is the expense, right? Or you might not have a medical, because when you pass your pilot's license, you have to have a valid medical certificate from the government, okay? Because if you don't pass that medical, you lose your pilot's license. Well, you don't lose it, you've still got it, but you can't fly, so you've effectively lost it. So you need a valid medical in order to maintain flying. Now, there's other reasons. People might not have the ability to pass a medical, but they still would like to learn to fly. And VR is perfect. You might even be a criminal, and you don't want the government to know that you can fly for whatever reasons. I'm not going to even go there. But there are loads and loads of people out there who want to learn to fly, and flying in VR with a VR headset costs you, I don't know, maybe a couple of grand to get the setup, a gaming PC, the throttles, the joystick, the rudder pedals, the VR, and then you really are flying real aeroplanes. And my job here now is to teach you to fly. I'm not going to teach you to fly in an F-16, okay? It's not going to work, or an Airbus or something like that. You've got to fly in something small, because all aeroplanes fly exactly the same. They're just bigger, different sizes, different ones go faster, they do different jobs, but they all fly. And the theory of flight and the axis, the three axes, are all exactly the same. So if you look at my Cessna 172 course, Cessna 172 is one of the easiest aeroplanes in the world to fly. If you can fly that really well in VR, on my course, I think it's up there at $19.99, and you can get it discounted on Udemy. You can probably pick it up for a tenner. The whole PPL course, everything that you learn on the PPL, it's all there, and you can train it over and over and over again in your own mind. And then when you know what you're doing and you're fully confident, you can say to yourself, I'll go down to flying school and see how it compares. And it's exactly the same, I'm telling you. I know for a fact, because I used to teach people to fly in the 172, and I got in the 172 with the VR headset, and I was like, whoa, this is exactly the same. The only thing you can't do is touch the knobs and dials and press switches, but the VR will come with a glove eventually. Mine hasn't got it. You have to wave this silly wand around and press buttons and switches, and it doesn't always work that well. But VR is brilliant. You can learn to fly an aeroplane for almost nothing, and no one will know. None of the hours count towards pilot's license. Like if you wanted to do a commercial pilot, you want to be an airline pilot, airline transport pilot's license, none of these hours count, nothing towards it. But it does count here where it matters, because it's hours that you've learned, which makes the actual hours that you're paying for a lot easier, because you can fly through it, literally fly through it. So flying in VR is brilliant. It's the way forward. It is the future. And don't forget, it's also the future of fighter military aviation, because there are more and more drones out there that will be piloted from the ground by pilots on the ground, okay? And that is the way it's going, because they're so high performance now that the pilots will just black out and become unconscious, and they need to push past that barrier. So for military, anyone who's interested in military aviation for the future will be flying it from the ground, okay? Drones in combat anywhere in the world. Yeah, that's the way it's going. Don't think that'll be the case for commercial aviation, because I think you really do need to have someone in the cockpit, but who knows what direction that's going to go in. Okay, think about it. Flying in VR, you can jump straight in Concorde if you want, but you'll probably crash. Start off in the Cessna 172 or something small and something simple, and go through the course. Look at my Cessna 172 course. It's worth looking at, because it teaches you every single thing that you will be taught if you go down to a flying school and say, I want to learn to fly. They'll go, come here, come with me, and I'll teach you all that for 20 quid. Okay, you won't even, that's the landing fee for one flight. Thanks for watching. Well, I'm very pleased indeed with my new controllers that I've bought for the for my flight simulator. Here it is. Got my joystick here and rudder pedal-y things down there, and the actual computer. It's uploading something at the moment. What do I think of the Airbus A320 Thrustmaster controller? It's pretty damn good, actually. We have our air brakes, our flaps, our gear up and down, engines on and off, rudder trim, parking brake. I don't use these two, but yeah, I've got some switches on there you can allocate to different things, and it's really good because when I'm flying Spitfires, stuff like that, I have one for the throttle and the other one's for the CS prop. I use throttle 2 for the CS prop. I've got the tail lock on the button there. Brilliant. It pretty much covers everything I want to fly apart from the Vulcan, which I really need 4 throttles for that. That's a bit ambitious, I think, at the moment.
Oh, Paul. Get on. Get on.